We'll have a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. It is March 22nd. It's 10 o'clock. All three county commissioners are here and call the meeting to order. So we'll now have county administrator do consents and approvals. Good morning.
Good morning. We have 3 exonerations for $4,399.06. Minutes for March 15th, 2023. Vouchers, General County, $84,297.17. Chestnut Ridge Park, $5,652.30. Camp Muffley, $942.04. Mason-Dixon Park, $606.12. Mon County Center, $543.88. Purchasing card vouchers, General County, $10,590.99. Chestnut Ridge Park, $1,003.77. Mason-Dixon Park, $239.42. ARPA, $4,008.73.50 for a voucher total of $108,749.19. We have position vacancies for boards and authorities listed on our website and fiduciary orders for March 22nd, 2023.
Move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Properly moving second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Last week,
Yes.
you all discussed the Robert McNeil Senior Estate. The motion that was approved was that someone had 30 days
Right.
to come in and file an application with the clerk's office to be appointed administrator. A formal petition was actually filed to remove the administrator or the executor on the estate. And according to, I guess, the will, there is an alternate named, and that is the petitioner.
Okay.
So the fiduciary commissioner's recommendation at the time was to go ahead and remove the current administrator.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys want to approve the petition?
I move that we approve the fiduciary commissioner's recommendation and accept the petition as presented.
Second.
Properly moving second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Introduction of new employees and personnel changes. Youth Services Center.
Well, that
Are they
one was
back?
removed.
I was going to say.
It was going to be a change of start date. She was supposed to start on the 23rd, and she was moving it to the 16th. And then I found out yesterday that the individual didn't even show up to fill out her paperwork. So I guess they're back to on their search for a part-time RN. We do have 2 new employees for the prosecutor's office. The prosecutor sends her regrets. She was double booked with something else this morning, so she wasn't able to be here. And I told her I'd take care of it. So she has Rebecca Tate. She's a vacant position of an assistant prosecuting attorney, effective March 27th, with a yearly salary of $82,000. And then Kelly Wilkin. Kelly was already an employee of the county. She was working over at the Canine Adoption Center. She's taking a vacant position of administrative assistant, effective March 27th, and her yearly salary will be $36,000.
Move that we approve the personnel actions as presented.
Second.
Properly moving second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any others?
No, sir.
Okay. At this time, we will have comments of the public. Any person wants to speak up, 3 to 4 minutes, feel free. State your name and address. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning. My name is Jason Charles. I am known by no other name. I have no address to provide for you, for it was taken from me when I was unlawfully incarcerated. I speak openly and publicly against the actions of one because the false action against me was done so in the same manner. In doing so, shining light on darkness. Let me be clear, all men are subject to a higher authority. If that authority is of the truth, all is well. If that authority is contrary to the truth, woe to you who follow in that way. There is a way forward that is good, or in the current state of things, the trajectory does not fare well. I truly believe that if Perry Palmer upheld to his oath, I would not be here before you week after week begging for remedy. Simply ask him, does he know his oath and the significance thereof? I was told by a chief under the sheriff that he would not uphold to his oath. Have you, commissioners, asked him? Are you being responsible in your oath to prevent any enemy, foreign or domestic, from suffering a man in peaceful worship of God? Where is Perry Palmer? Have I missed a press conference? Has he defended his honor in any way, shape, or form? Either Perry Palmer is a brother in Christ, or he follows liars and the father of lies. I have confronted him to his face as to his hand in the theft of my possessions. Whether he advocated for or through his flawed leadership caused me loss, either he is for the things of God or opposed to righteousness. We already know he does not uphold to his oath. Time and time again, I have called for remedy. It is really easy, either giving back my irreplaceable family Bible or apologize for causing my loss. I have already stated I forgive because I am commanded to by my Lord, my King, whom I serve and obey, Jesus Christ. Now, Perry Palmer either knows to do that which is right, or he will deny the truth and lead this land to destruction. I am not asking for a miracle, only that he does what he said he would do and uphold to his oath. Again, very easy. Allow God's people freedom to worship the one and only true King and see the blessing rain down on the just and the unjust. Or continue to have Perry Palmer deny his authority, his oath is to, and force the ungodly state rule over their lives through lies. My hope is that he does see his erroneous way, and because he remains quiet, it is that he is tormented by the truth, and not that he is aware of the truth and chooses the path of darkness. If the latter be so, let him know that no one can outrun the love of Jesus Christ, and light comes out of darkness. Again, two kingdoms. One is of the truth and nothing but the truth, and the other is lies, sometimes wrapped up in a lot of truth, but still a lie. Which direction will you lead the people of this land? All I know is that I am called to a higher standard, and that standard is a higher authority than the state. Do not get me wrong, I will always submit to a man with a gun, but that man made a promise in his oath that he is not upholding it. If you have a problem with me peacefully refraining from conforming to your wicked ways, I say take it up with God. If I stand in your way of you and he, suffer me if you must. Who is it that enforces the oath? When one takes an oath, they say I. So it is themselves that must hold to a higher standard and not waver from their word. For a man to have the title, the Honorable Sheriff and Treasurer Perry Palmer, and not uphold to his oath, can he be called honorable?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak? Seeing none, we will close the comments from the public. Colleen Kuhn, do we have anything for grants?
I have the Community Development Block Grant application from the City of Morgantown on behalf of MAYSP that you'll need to sign. They're requesting $20,966.
Move to approve the president signing the grant documents as presented.
Second.
Bob moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, let's go to correspondence. Letter that we support signed for Mon Health Medical Center's Pathways to Success program. We did do that. Okay, is there anything else that, does anyone else have any other correspondence? Good. Okay, moving through unfinished business, we go to new business. To consider approval of the fiscal year 2024 county budget.
Move that we approve the fiscal year 24 budget as presented.
Second.
Would you like to
Proper
give a
moved in
summary?
second. Do you want to generally discuss any highlights or?
Would you just read through the summary?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, general fund. The proposed levy rate for taxes in Monongalia County is 11.00 for class 1, 22.00 Class 2, and 44.0 Class 3 and 4. That is providing $20,128,211 in property tax receipts for general county operations. That amount, in addition to other general receipts, provided a current proposed budget amount of $37,680,653. Last year, the general county fund budget was estimated at $41,795,661 before the actual carryover was realized. Other receipts include income from the estimated carryover balance, grants, hotel taxes, property transfer taxes, interest, reimbursements, and other miscellaneous receipts. Federal grants of $476,013 and state grants of $253,029 are estimated to pass through the annual budget. Revenue recap: beginning balance $8 million, taxes $21,333,211, other taxes $3,457,700, licenses and permits $3,200, intergovernmental $1,392,042, charges for services $1,147,500, interest earned $130,000, miscellaneous $2,074,000 for an estimated income again of $37,680,653. Proposed general county fund budget includes supplemental funding for the operation and maintenance of county park facilities, Chestnut Ridge Park, Camp Muffley, and Mason-Dixon, and construction costs for a new Mecca 911 facility. Grant funds are being provided from the general revenue for community and economic development, health and safety items, park and recreational programs, senior centers, and social service agencies. Expenditure recap: general government, which includes elected officials, insurance, courthouse, other buildings, data processing, planning and zoning, payment for Justice Center bonds at $20,071,271. Public safety, that includes law enforcement, jail transports, court security, regional jail, dog wardens, central garage, and community corrections at $13,566,932. Health and sanitation, which includes health department and other health programs, litter control, and water, $1,013,226. Culture and recreations, which is parks, arts, humanities, and visitors bureau, $1,738,224. Social services, that includes seniors and homeless shelter, $541,000. Capital projects at $750,000. General county expenditures $37,680,653. Coal severance fund budget is also being approved today. Anticipated funds for in the amount of $325,000. Beginning balance $75,000. Other taxes we're estimating at $250,000 for a total income of $325,000. General government expenditures $101,000. Culture and recreations $173,000, and social services at $51,000 for a total coal severance fund expenditures of $325,000. The two combined budgets, general county and coal severance, is $38,005,653.
Any discussion?
Yeah, some general highlights. First, I want to thank, as always, Renetta, your hard work in putting this budget together. I also want to thank our county office manager, Colleen Kuhn, for all of her work on the grant process. That's always that's probably one of the tougher decisions we have to make, is going through all those grant processes, and Colleen, on her own initiative, sought a system to help us track that information and get the grants in, be able to act on the grants all through a automated system. So thank you for all of that. And again, Renetta, thank you for everything. I mean, for the last 2-3 weeks, you've been doing nothing but preparing for this. So it's a lot of effort, and it went very smooth as always, and everything is very precise. Just some overall highlights. Our current budget that we're approving is about 9.85% decrease from our beginning budget last year. And if you look at our revised budget from last year, it's about a 6.99% decrease. So overall, it's about a $2,800,000 decrease from our current revised budget. And that represents that 6.99 I told you about. The budget starts with the valuation process, and I want to thank the assessor's office for their efforts, and again, having a smooth process this year. And The valuations overall were up fairly significant. Class 2 was up 5%. Class 3 was up 7.62%. Class 4 was up 7.87%. So an overall average of 6.54% increase in valuation. Normally for the past 8 years, we've had an increase of about 2.93. So usually we're pretty even, but we had a little bit more of an increase this year. And as the administrator mentioned, our budget's predicated on at 11 cents per $100 in valuation number, and that levy rate, that's our basic county general fund rate, basic general county rate and that is actually the lowest in the state. So for now, we'll finalize the levy rate in April, but right now this budget's predicated on that 11 cent rate, which was the same for last year. Again, that's class 1. The administrator mentioned the different amounts by general government, public safety, health and information, culture and recreation, social services, and capital projects. I always like to look at those and see how they're changing over the years. All of them obviously decreased at an average of about 6.99, but for the most part they stayed fairly tight. General government decreased by about 900,000. That's about a 2.2% decrease. Public safety decreased by about 0.77. If you remember last year, we had that big increase in public safety to institute the sheriff's pay scale. So this year we're kind of almost flat with that area. Health and sanitation was a 0.06 decrease. Culture and recreation is a 1.02 decrease. Social services is a 0.36 decrease. And capital projects was about 2.54. So overall, the budget is pretty consistent with last year, pretty flat. If you want to look at it in terms of cost elements, professional services was $19,862,060, which is 52.71% of our budget. Contracted services is $8,103,438, which is 21.5% of our budget. Commodities, $991,000, which is 2.63% of our budget. Capital outlays is 9% of our budget at $3,392,000. Transfers was that number's a little bit skewed by that, where we had to transfer that money in and out doing the ARPA funds that were applied to the general account last year. So that number's a little skewed, but it's up about 9.94% at $3,774,778. Contingencies is at $1.5 million or 4.21% of our budget. So each of those decreased at an average of about 6.99. But they're pretty much, professional services is 0.69 difference increase. Contracted services 0.44. Commodities is negative 0.01. Capital transfers, capital outlays is negative 2.6. Transfers negative 3.81, and contingencies is a negative 1.71. So as you see, we're pretty flat. The administrator mentioned a lot of projects we're still funding. We're able to still continue to fund our NPOs in the county. We were able to fund 1,120,500, which is an 87,500 increase from last year, and we were able to have a positive response to 58.59% of our requests. Now that number is down, but our requests from this year over last year was about 85% higher. Mm-hmm. So this year we had a 1.9% or 1.9 million in ask. And we were able to keep that number still about where we were last year and honor about 58.59% of those. So across our offices, I do want to thank all the county office holders for their efforts in helping us with this project, with this process. The budget is our yearly budget project. All offices across the board, constitutional offices, there was about a negative 193 decrease. So we've kept these numbers pretty flat. Overall, an average of about $5,956 decrease across the constitutional offices. So we kept all the budgets pretty flat. We were able to make, even still inside the budgets, we were able to make some changes to that the office holders requested. Last year, as I mentioned, we had the sheriff's scale raised. This year, the prosecuting attorney asked for to scale rate for beginning attorneys in the office. So we built that into this budget. So again, it was pretty much, as you look at things from a project standpoint, you want to, it's always been our goal to transform the way we do things as a county. Over the last couple of years, we've tried to optimize where we're at, and now we're trying to stabilize where we're at. So it's a very, very thoughtful. We put a lot of effort into this budget, and I think we once again, I think with the help of my fellow commissioners, our staff, our county office holders, I think we have a very responsible budget. That's all I have to say. That ain't enough.
There's not a lot more to say. Sean
No.
pretty much covers it. I'd also like to echo my thanks to Renette and Colleen for all their help and work on the budget, and especially to Sean as well. He's our numbers guy, as you can tell by the numbers that were just spewed out so effortlessly from him, and we really couldn't do it all without that team. So it's been a lot of work, but I'm glad we got a pretty tight budget, and we continue to watch our taxpayer dollars so there's no waste, and that we're getting money back for the money we're putting in. So thank you again, and that's all I've got.
Just a couple things. One, I do want to thank Colin Kuhn. With the grant process, we did come up with a new tracking system, and even though it indirectly made more work for the county commissioners, which it should have, we had to individually go through each form and document so everyone could see that we read every one of the grants. And rather than just coming up with a group decision, each individual commissioner came up with their decision, then we met to discuss it. And as Sean said, there's like roughly $1.9 million requested, and we end up doing about $1,046,000, which was like 58.9%, which is an enormous amount compared to the other counties. The other thing I do want to kind of say, because it's a little misleading, when you look up at public safety, as Sean said, we didn't have this year the major cost to bring up the police pay scale, and we also didn't put $1 million into the ambulance authority, thinking that we would not have that cost to worry about. But if you look at it, the concern again continues to be regional jail and jail increases. So therefore, as much as we thought we'd be able to not have that, the regional jail and jail increases and along those home confinement has gone up. So that is why you don't see as substantial decrease as you think you would have seen. And I just want the public to know we are monitoring and watching that, but there was an increase, what was it, like from $48 a day to $54 a day?
A 13% increase.
13% increase that the county commission had to pick up. And we are fortunate we had it in their line this year, but that will have to be something that we have to monitor all the time. But I do appreciate Sean and Renetta. So the public understands, we did about 4 separate days of going through, meeting with the department heads, going through all the application process, and then spent all day Friday going through the process and fine-tuning. And I want to thank you for coming up with this. And we said we will reconsider the levy rate in April, and still, hopefully, we still haven't got the final numbers on the insurance yet. So, and I think the public needs to understand that. Is there anything else?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Just a clarification.
Yeah.
I move to approve the budget as presented. Do we need to specify that this budget includes general fund count 001 and coal severance fund 002?
I don't think so, but that's fine if you want to amend your.
just to clarify.
Just to be clear.
Okay.
Second the amendment.
Okay, so if we can just use it as a substitute so that we know, we'll do it one time. So we're taking the substitute amendment. All those in favor say aye for the budget.
Aye.
Aye.
It passes. Thank you very much. No, that's been on all of our minds. And now we move on to the second part of the budget. Okay, consideration to approve a high-pressure waiver as requested by MUB regarding new water service for the county shooting range located on Little Indian Creek Road.
Move that we approve the request as presented.
Second.
Properly moved in second. It's very self-explanatory.
Just to clarify,
Yeah.
they try to provide water at less than 70 PSI, and in this area, they can't
Right.
confirm that in all areas of the shooting range where they're bringing water service into, they can't guarantee that it'll be less than 70. So we have to sign a waiver to say
Right.
that we're okay with whatever they deliver.
Okay. Properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
To consider approval of funding of $5,600 to support a high school baseball tournament at the Mon County Ballpark.
Move that we approve the request to provide funding from the Monongalia County Ballpark Events Fund for event as presented.
Second.
Properly moved second. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
I have a little update on the date on the games,
Oh,
just in
go
case
ahead.
anybody's interested. So these games are going to be played at Mon County Ballpark and at Milan Park. So there's a number of teams coming into town for this, and they're staying overnight because they're going to be playing on both days. So Friday at Mon County Ballpark, 2 o'clock, Morgantown will play Willing Park. 5 o'clock, UHS will play Musselman, and 7:30, Clay Battelle will play Trinity. Friday at Dale Miller Field, Uniontown will play Greenbrier. Saturday at Dale Miller Field, Willing Park will play Musselman. 12:30, Spring Mills will play Greenbrier. 3 o'clock, Park South will play Willing Park. And 5:30, MHS will play Jefferson. And then also on Saturday at the Mon County Ballpark, UHS will play Greenbrier. Parkersburg South will play Uniontown. Musselman will play MHS. And then the last game, MHS will play Spring Mills. So,
My understanding was every team's going to get a chance to play on the big field.
Yes.
That's
yes.
Which was the whole concept.
Yep.
good.
And do we know the date for sure?
I'm pretty sure it's it's the first weekend of April, so that'd be the 31st, the 1st.
Oh, okay, so it's the
Yes.
first and second,
Yeah.
okay. And they haven't actually named it, have they gotten a name for
Yeah,
it?
the Mon County Classic belongs to MVB's that was sponsoring that.
Right.
So, no, I don't think they have a name for it yet.
Okay,
Just the
The County
tournament,
Commission
the
Classic.
tournament this week.
okay.
The CCC, County Commission Classic. Okay. Consideration to approve a request by West Virginia Chapter, the Sierra Club, for use of the Courthouse Square on Earth Day Rally for Trees, April 21st, 2023.
Move that we approve the request as presented.
Second.
Probably move second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
To consider approval an HR service agreement between the Mon County Commission and Align HR for HR support services.
Move that we approve the services agreement as presented.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Did anyone want to discuss or just?
Did you want to say anything about this? Well, this agreement basically is kind of like a bridge. We're still moving forward on trying to establish HR support for the overall county. We've always talked about whether that would be contracted or whether we'd have in-house support. Align HR is the group that we've been working with, and to get us through the next year, this is a 15-month agreement, so it'll take us through fiscal year '24. They'll provide services on an as-needed basis, and it'll be little things like there'll be bi-weekly touch points, and then there'll be some proactive calls to review HR-related matters. We'll have unlimited access to their team to help provide guidance to the commission team and commissioners for all employees, departments that report to the commission, and help provide guidance to other elected offices if needed. In regards to employee discipline, separation, FML leave situations, unemployment, workers' comp, other HR questions, and FLSA classification review. They're also going to be doing policy guidance. They're going to start to review our handbook and any other policies. They're going to provide compliance updates for state and federal, and they're going to provide the share a concern service, which is a third-party reporting services for fraudulent or inappropriate activities. So we'll be doing all that. We'll be bringing them in for a flat fee of $9.95 a month for the next 15 months, and I think it'll be well worth it. And we'll continue having those conversations about what HR will look like going forward.
No, I think we've met with the group and they really seem to know their stuff, and I think it'll give us a value support that we've been lacking, and actually I think it'll save us money in the long run, rather than consulting with attorneys, law firms, that this group does this, and it should help us out a lot.
Yeah, I want to thank fellow county commissioners. This has been one of my personal projects when I first ran 10 years ago, and we have finally are seeing the light that we are actually moving towards an HR department. And the more national events we go to, we're learning more and more federal laws and state laws, and the need of an HR services department is now necessary. And I think, as you said, I'd rather go through our own HR than having to hire lawyers to resolve these issues. So with that, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Any other new business? Seeing none, do we have any elected officials or department supervisors? Seeing none? Jeff?
Just like to note the passing of former Monongalia County Commissioner Bill Bartolo yesterday. His family's put it out on Facebook, so I'm free to share it now. He was a good public servant and a good man, and I had the opportunity to meet with him several times when I was running, and he was always very kind with his time and advice, and I appreciate that. And we'll ask our maintenance department to fly our flag at half-staff until his burial. That's really all I have today.
Sure.
Okay. Well, I'm certainly sad to hear that, and I wish the Bartolo family our condolences, my family's condolences, the commission's condolences. I won't say too much because I think I said enough. Most of our stuff in the past week has been tied up with meetings for budgets. Last Thursday, I did have a meeting with MUB along with the administrator to talk about our Chaplain Hill project. Friday, we had staff reports and then grant reviews. Monday was more budget prep. Yesterday was some budget prep. Today's a regular day. Friday, we had staff reports, and then I have my bi-weekly broadband tag up. Again, I want to thank everybody that was part of the process for all working together and seeing what we were trying to do as a commission and being more transparent and responsible. As Commissioner Bloom mentioned, that grant process, it required each of us commissioners to go in and put our decisions in writings to be transparent, and then come in and discuss and then negotiate and figure out where we landed. We weren't able to honor all the requests. We do have a couple that we're still kind of in limbo that we've asked for more information to try to make decisions on. But it was a very organized process this year. And again, thanks, Colleen, for all you did for that. And again, Renetta, I can't thank you enough for all your work. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll say it again. Thank you.
Well, first, I'm a little bit taken back. Bill Bartolo and I go back years, and I did not know that he passed away. And it is a big loss for this community and what he has done for the county commission and, and the types of programs he has run in the county. And he was just well known, and he was just a good person. And the loss is more than I apologize. It's a little shocking. With that being said, I do want to bring up an issue for anyone who's a Comcast customer. I think you were surprised, as I was, that you turned on the TV and you thought something was wrong with your TV because all the channels have been changed. And I am not for any sort of complaint that channels were being changed. But when I couldn't find the Weather Channel, ESPN, and then the local channel, WDTV, my three priorities, I called Comcast. I did learn that in the billing cycle last month, they handed out something in really small print that they made all these changes. Unfortunately, many of us have switched to either the bank or the internet where we just pay the bill, and if nothing really stands out, people didn't look at it. I did ask them to consider sending an email out to all of the citizens to explain that the changes are and give an actual guideline of what all, the new channels, because I thought it would be helpful. However, there is one problem that I'm going to ask the commissioners if they'd allow me to try and talk to the county, to Comcast, is that if you do not have a high-definition TV, and many senior citizens do not have that, they can't get certain channels now. WDTV went from channel 5 to channel 1195. Also, many of the senior citizens don't have the talk into the remote, so they can't find any of the stations. So I'm going to ask if I could just talk to Comcast and see if they could just get some information out, and also what can be done for those individuals who don't have a high-definition TV and have lost some of the local channels. So that's what I'm just going to ask if that's okay. I have permission to just reach out. Again, it's not anger, it's just what can we do to work and help them. But I did want the public to know that it has changed, and you can reach out and find out. You can look on your your bill, or hopefully we can get some schedules out for everybody. And that is it. If I have a motion to adjourn,
So moved.
Second.
we be gone.